Across Newcastle and the Hunter, 2NURFM 103.7. Now, from what our next guest has just been telling me in the last couple of minutes before we come on here, I'm actually surprised that our exercise physiologist, Mark Goswell, was able to walk into the studio and not seem in pain. Now, first of all, congratulations to your better half who picked up a business award over the weekend.
Yeah, so Anita, my lovely wife, has a Pilates studio in Newcastle, and she actually won the Pilates Business of the Year Australia-wide.
So that's exciting.
It was very exciting, and as a result of that, we went down to a lovely awards night in Sydney at the Ivy Bar and had a fantastic time, and obviously we weren't aware that she was going to win the award. She was nominated, but as a result, we kind of took the celebrations to the next level with an amazing band, an amazing dance floor, and a belief pattern that I was back in my 20s.
All right, so you hit the dance floor and you were doing all the moves, and it probably thought, wow, this is pretty cool. I've still got this.
I've still got it, mate. I was pulling out the shopping trolley, the sprinkler, the lawnmower. I did pretty much everything but the worm. I got the shuffle out as well.
Did you pull out the cane for the next 3 days? Because apparently that's where things went.
That's what I want to talk about today. So, I've had major neck surgery, I've got chronic back injuries, so I've got a whole bunch of injuries from just a life of misspent youth when I was a bit younger and pushed things. But as a result of that, I've learned to manage my chronic pain and manage my injuries all these times. But that day we were having such a good time, it was such an amazing experience that I made a conscious decision to look at the concept of risk versus reward. What I mean by that is that I knew that by tearing it up on the dance floor, having a great time, celebrating hard, the very next day I was going to have a significant amount of discomfort and pain. And that was probably going to last for about 3 days. But I made a conscious decision to go, do you know what? It's worth it because we're having such a good time in the celebrations. But the key to it is when you have chronic injuries, you have chronic pain, and you're looking at that, you've got to have a management strategy of how do I deal with this going forward.
All right. So I'm thinking that if maybe with people that you see or others may see, and they might want some life events that they want to participate in, but they know that is going to cause them some dramas the next day. So how is the best way to manage that? Yeah,
look, there's 3 factors to managing sort of injuries from risk reward and partying too hard. And the first one is mobility. So when you're doing things well outside your capabilities, your muscles are going to tighten. So as a result of that, the first thing you do is you get up and you start stretching, you start releasing. So prime example, everyone was still...
Beforehand, yeah?
No, afterwards. Yeah,
okay.
Because sometimes these decisions are just, spur of the moment. And, it's like I say to people, if they've got kids that want to go surfing or they want to go kick the footy outside or you want to go and play a game of golf with your kids or something. Sometimes these things are just spur of the moment, but you go, everyone was asleep on the weekend and I was down on the floor stretching and mobilising for about an hour before they even got up. And so you've got to start with the stretching process as muscles are going to tighten, they're going to restrict and limit your movement. From there, you've then got to start engaging all of the muscles that are going to switch off because of pain. So we start a stability process. And over the coming days, you then start getting into functional movement. So, part of seeing an exercise physiologist is going, hey, I know I've got this event. I've got my grandson's celebration or I've got my kid's wedding coming up and I'm going to dance on the dance floor. It's like, so...
I reckon that's a big one for a lot of folks.
Yeah, so you might have chronic back pains and, your kids decide to get married. So on that day, who cares? Like, you just want to live life. And it is only pain, like, as long as you're not doing something completely out of your comfort zones or, trying to flip tyres or lift, move fridges or anything extreme. You will recover, but it's how do we make that recovery process 1 to 3 days as opposed to 3 to 4 weeks?
All right, a couple of things to keep in mind there, or just don't go to a celebration.
No, you've got to celebrate. You've got to live life, and that's the key. Like, things will pop up, and chronic pain doesn't go away, but it's how do we manage that? How do we factor in living and still being able to enjoy our time, but not let pain control you? So, stretch first. Stretch and mobilise, start to stabilise, and then work on your strength.
All right, a lot of stretching involved there, but as soon as you know that you're in that spot, it probably busted out straight away.
Yeah, and I was literally owning the dance floor too. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
If you say so, sir. All right, there he is. He has recovered, not too bad. It's Wednesday, so it's
Wednesday, so I'm back to normal now.
Back to normal. Back to work now.
Back to work, yes. Fixing everyone.
All right, that sounds good. Our exercise physiologist, Mark Goswell, there this morning at 2NURFM 103.7.